Hi everybody, namaste. So I'm doing a little video to talk about a couple things. Hopefully it won't go on too long before we do a quick practice. And when we do the Dr. Bali method quickly, it's to, for me anyway, play some high vibe music and boost my circulation and get myself into a happier place, a happier vibe. Because that's what high vibration means. It means happiness and joy and tapping into the frequencies that are higher and help us feel better than the lower opposites, which can lead to sadness and depression. And for coming out of trauma, we need to spend as much time focusing on the happy feelings as possible and really eliminate the amount of time we spend in the sadness and depression. Because the sadness is coming from a place in us where we feel like somebody has done us wrong, and that is just our ego's judgment. So I just want to reiterate that even to myself, because there are times when we feel we take things harshly, we take things personally, and especially in recovery, one of the things that becomes really apparent is defensiveness. People tend to be on edge, especially as your nervous system is rebalancing. You become protective of that and defensive, especially if you start to build up some walls to keep yourself in a safe place during your healing. These are your boundaries, and a lot of people that are used to treating you a certain way or taking advantage of you or your situation or your light, they're going to keep trying, and they're going to not believe that you've changed until you put up and really set your boundaries against what they can and cannot do with your energy. So again, we teach people the way that we want to be treated. So stand up for yourself. Remember to get to a happier place. Do practice that will boost your circulation, help really balance your nerves, and then you'll find your power within. You'll find your strength to be grounded and give up the struggle, give up the fight of being defensive. You can lay down your wands and just at one point say, these are my boundaries, and that's it. We're not going to fight about it. We don't have to have long talks about it. Let's just move forward, because when somebody isn't respecting your boundaries, they'll pull you back to this place where they're just comfortable having you at. They'll use whatever methods available to them to do that, and this becomes a cycle. And the more that you become aware of this, you recognize it sooner and you get yourself out of it, especially if you're determined to move forward. If you're determined to move forward with this particular person or dynamic, then the talk has to happen to help that person understand who you are now, and that you choose now to move forward, and they can come along or not. But you're never going to back down on that anymore. You're going to keep standing strong in your self-respect and knowing what you deserve moving forward, how you deserve to be treated. There's still room for compromise in that if you can get to a place of forgiveness, because when we recognize the people in our lives and the situations in our lives as a lesson instead of as a victim, then it empowers us, and we can drop the perspective that we have that we're being taken advantage of. We can stop judging and stop being defensive. We can forgive the situation and forgive ourselves too, which eliminates a lot of the shame. Because shame will keep you in addiction, and if you're stuck in addiction and in shame and with somebody or many people that are trying to keep you stuck, it's going to be really hard to unstick yourself. And so I'm trying to give the message of hope that really all we have is ourselves to make that switch. Whatever you can find that lights your light. For me, it's music and dancing, getting back into into dancing. I was a dancer growing up, and I'm so lucky that I had so many dance classes, and I took that for granted because now, as I'm approaching midlife, I feel very strong in my body and very happy that I have dancing to turn back to, and especially even yoga and stretching, which when I was a dancer as a teenager, stretching was so boring. And I know so many people think it's so boring, so I'm trying to make it fun, because really it's just the act of doing something for yourself that's going to make yourself switch out of being manipulated or pulled down and really continue to strive for your own light, because that in recovery has to be your main objective. And really bring the people along with you that you know are suffering too, and you can help. We can help each other instead of continuously causing trauma. We can support each other, especially if it's a case of being serious about your health and your mental health and your family's health and your children's health. And my children are just the biggest inspiration to me I could ever imagine. And again, growing up, I had friends, really good friends, whose mother was a single mother, and she had 2 kids. They're them. I won't name any names, but they had different dads, and I remember being judgmental about that as a teenager. I'm wondering how that could happen, but looking back, it's so funny because every single situation in my life that I judged and I thought, wow, how could that happen? It's happened to me. Everything. Right before my grandmother passed away, I was taking my vet tech course, and I just started the program, and they said the only way you can have any time off class is if you have a death in the family. And I was like, well, that's not going to happen to me. And a week later, my grandmother passed away. So things like that. And never say never, and watch what you wish for, or watch what you're thinking, because the thoughts, this is how we create our reality. Our thoughts have so much power. If you're thinking negatively all the time, the universe isn't hearing negative or positive, it's hearing the thoughts. So if you're saying, this is never going to happen, this is never going to happen, what's going to happen is that. It's just 100%. That's the thing. So if you want something to happen, think good thoughts. Good thoughts always attract what you want to happen, and you can start this by really feeling it like it's already happened to you. If there's something that you're wishing for, really get into your imagination and imagine it fully and bring it into existence in a positive way. Because if not, if you're just dwelling in your negative thoughts, you're going to swirl more in that whirlpool of negativity. The universe is just going to keep showing you that. This is the law of attraction, so I won't go too much into that. Right now we're just doing a really good boosting blood circulation, getting our mood heightened, our vibes heightened. I just got my 2nd dose a couple days ago, and did it ever make me crash? It's just so lethargic. And when we're in really heavy lethargy, where our body is trying to heal, and we know our immune system is working strongly, we get very vulnerable in that place. We get very emotional. So for anybody about to get their 2nd dose, be prepared for that too. It's a very emotional place. Even people in sickness, it's emotional. So don't dwell too much in that sadness, because we really need to boost ourselves. We need to believe in our body. We need to believe that we can fight off the illness. So you're helping yourself if you're having positive thoughts, and not, again, especially in these times, giving in to anybody trying to pull you down, because you need to keep your vibes high to stay in health. And that's your main priority. That's our main priority. So I'm here to give you hope that that can happen. I was down for just a couple days. I maybe made some, defensive moves, but I know that for me it was what needed to happen, just to protect my sense of self and my security and everything I've worked for up until now, to stay on the bright side. especially for my kids. I'm not about to let myself get dragged back down into a bottomless pit. So a guilty pleasure is a Shaggy that I have, especially to dance to, but I really think at heart he's a warm and awesome guy. So I just love all of his music. It's got such a good vibe. So here I have a bit of a remix of the song Hope, because he was raised by his mom, a single mother, and out of nothing he really thrived. So it all depends on love, and that's my main priority, to feel for myself now and to feel for my kids and anyone that wants to join me moving forward. But for now, we're really just focusing on staying high vibe and staying happy in our hearts. Okay? So we'll do Dr. Ballet quickly. It's a Shaggy. Lying down. It's going to be a little bit quicker. Boosting our circulation, starting on the left, 45 degrees, and turns. 4 times, and reverse. Up to center, pull up. We all know the drill by now. Circles to the right. 4 times, and reverse. Now 45 degrees. I'm just gonna take it down just a bit. And pull in and twist. Oh, really feel that twist in this spine. Same thing on the right. 4 times. Up to center, and circles to the right. And to the left. Down to 45 degrees as you exhale, inhale up. Pull in. Makes me smile. Twist. And back to center. Both legs at once. Get your blood pumping, doing your circles. Smile on your face. And reverse. Center up. Turns. Hardest part now, lowering down, holding strong, 45 degrees, inhale up. One more time. And lower slowly down. Feel your strength. And pull it. Awesome. Pull up into the shoulder stand. Or up against the wall. Holding strong. Switching perspective. Roll down. We just did the 4 hip raises up. Okay. Ending with the semi-bridge or the full bridge. And lower back go. Awesome. Didn't mean to restart that. Okay. Enjoy Savasana. Your whole system rebalanced now, sinking down into your mat. Joy returning. You see the light inside your heart. Now that's short and sweet. Don't be afraid to do that as many times as you need. Pick a song, lie down, and rebalance yourself. And a lot of people are afraid to look inside at the end in Savasana when you close your eyes, or even in meditation when we look inside. The internal looking can be dark. But keep looking, because eventually you do see the light. A light will start to shine from your heart, and you'll know where to look, and you'll know how to listen to the inspirations that come to you. And your whole life doors will open and magic will happen, and that will keep you working towards the light and working towards goodness. And really, you don't have to explain why you can't go back to the dark, to the people that really want to pull you back. You just have to keep striving forward and living that lifestyle of self-discipline and self-respect moving forward. Namaste. Love and light. Remember to live from your heart. It's really the bravest.